Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
My name's Austin, and I'll be giving you a brief on airborne operations. I'm doing this for Business Communications, Class 1321 for Central Texas College. I'm going to go ahead and pass out a sign-in roster. Is everybody here over the age of 18?
Yeah.
Yes.
I ain't going to
I think Taylor is the youngest one we got. Oh, no, maybe he is.
Tobias is younger than I am.
Yeah, except for him. All the rest of us is old.
And a book to write on, maybe?
So, airborne operations, they're just basically a paratrooper, and the Army is what it sounds like. It's a soldier who arrives at combat through parachuting. And the reason they do that is because tanks and rucking or walking with a heavy pack, it's a lot harder to get over mountainous terrains and wooded area. So they insert them tactically through parachute. Parachuting began in the early 1930s. They didn't really use it then because aircraft was really not as advanced as it was until the 40s. And parachutes were a lot heavier, so when they weighed down the aircraft, they usually crashed. So Russia and Germany started developing a lot more advanced aircraft and tanks, and so did Italy. So with the breakout of World War II, the United States had to keep up, so they just developed more advanced airborne operations. And with the birth of that, they coined the first combat jump, was to jump straight into combat. And they spearheaded Sicily, they spearheaded Salerno, and a few other operations, which pretty much won World War II, and that was the Rangers. The first commanding officer to ever spearhead an invasion was Lieutenant Colonel Raff out of 2nd Battalion, 509th Parachute Infantry Regiment. And right now I'm currently stationed at 507th, which is like a sister regiment. Next slide, please. That's Lieutenant Colonel Raff, and he spearheaded Algeria, which was the first combat jump. The Korean War, there was a few combat jumps, not nearly as many because it was a more, it wasn't geared towards guerrilla warfare. It was a lot more simple. Next slide, please. However, the Vietnam warfare was a lot less structured, so they had to figure out a way to insert their troops through other means, as tanks and line troops were not feasible. Next slide, please. The global war on terrorism, which is the current warfare, which is Afghanistan and Iraq. That is the operation which we did not really use airborne operations as much as any other war because the mountainous terrain and the harsh desert sand. There were 4 combat jumps per each war: Operation Enduring Freedom, which was in Afghanistan, and Operation Iraqi Freedom. There were 2 each, so Special Forces dropped twice, and the Rangers dropped twice into each war. They use those troops a lot more now for combat jumps because they're so specialized. In the tier special operations world, a Ranger is tier 2, so basically they are your blocking force, and they will go in and set up the perimeter, and they will take any area you need it to. Special Forces will go in and they will liberate the area, so they will have psychological operations and civil affairs to take care of the people there and accomplish a mission, whatever it may be, if it's foreign internal defense, counterinsurgency, whatever it is. Next slide, please. Any questions?
When you jumping?
Tomorrow.
Oh,
04.
Are you scared?
I'm scared every time I jump. It's
Yeah.
not fun.
0400?
Yeah,
4 o'clock in the morning?
4 o'clock in the morning.
Man, what you jumping out?
C-130.
Plane.
It's a plane?
Yeah.
Oh,
How high?
1250, 1250 feet.
Myself?
No, there's a.
Jump
300.
somebody else's back?
I'm the last one. Yeah, I got the worst spot because hot air rises into your parachute when you're the last jumper because all the jumpers before you push the air down. So they call it a pocket of air that comes and pushes up your parachute, and you basically have to kind of fight your way down. But
Are you always the last one to jump?
no, I just picked the bad stick today, so.
Oh, everybody's,
Where is it?
you see where you're going to be at?
It's your number. You get a number assigned to you, and that tells you where you
How
are.
many times you done this before?
You know.
You?
Up high, right? Real high.
A little high.
150 feet.
You just step out. A couple of side notes. World War II had the most combat jumps with 22 jumps. Next slide, please. It's because it was so new. They don't really use these type of operations anymore. But they also use glider operations, where they would jump out of the aircraft with a glider attached to them. There's about a 50% mortality rate with that one. So that's why they don't really use airborne operations. Now they use aerosol operations, which are fast roping. They come out of a helicopter instead of C-130 because it's more conventional. You can have 6 soldiers come out of a helicopter a lot faster than dropping 300 out of a C-130. So
Oh,
that's,
hell, that's chop.
You're jumping out of a chopper?
no, I'm jumping out of high
329-8430.
capacity aircraft.
How many is gonna be jumping at one time? I mean, I know they're not all jumping, but how many is gonna be in the plane that's supposed to jump?
No more than 40.
Oh, well, that's a lot.
Yeah, it gets pretty packed.
Coming down?
You got a question?
Yeah, 8:30.
Any more questions?
You jumped in tomorrow, your first time?
4 a.m.
No,
in the
no,
morning.
This one is third. It's already jumped twice, you see.
Okay.
Are they still jumping down there towards Bluff Creek, Compton, Alabama?
No, we have a closed airfield we jump on now.
Was it fun?
No, I'm scared to death. I hate heights. I look down and I think twice every time I do it. So.
Don't do it. That's great.